we go, going live.
There we go. Should we get closer?
Yeah, get closer if you want to sit on a ball. That one is having a hard time going.
No,
Good morning. It is Coffee Talk episode number 1. Can you see everybody okay?
No, not really. You're right in front of me.
I'm right in front of you?
Yeah.
Hold on, we need to turn this down. If it'll let us go down. Oh, there we go. There we go. A little bit more.
Down?
A little bit more. Yep, down. Down. There we go. Okay, and this one is not wanting to go live for some reason. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
I don't know how to do that.
I know, because you don't have the right thing.
Okay, good morning, everybody. This is our first episode of Coffee Talk. I think I'm the only one who has coffee this morning. That's okay.
It's Monster Talk.
Monster Talk. So today, this is our first episode, and there's actually a really good reason why we are doing this. We have Tiffany, we have Spencer, Coach Alex, and I'm Amanda. And the main reason why we're doing this is because, you know, there's a lot of people who come into the gym or who are getting ready to work out, and this is a true story. I've heard, you know, people who are just getting started, and they start asking questions, and then they start talking to, you know, their friends, their family, and then other coaches and other trainers, and then they start reading and they start Googling. So they start asking all of these questions to so many different people, and they're just so overwhelmed and confused as to what they should be doing. And that's why we're brought here, and we're going to be talking about those topics and those subjects and just pretty much things that happen in the trainer world, because there's a lot of misconception. I think there's a lot of things that we just don't really talk about. So we're gonna just keep it real, and you guys are gonna kind of be in our world and kind of see our perception. And then we're also going to shine some light on people who feel like they're overwhelmed and so much information, so many different perceptions on, you know, what to do. So hopefully this will help people to kind of make a better decision of, okay, what do I listen to? What do I not listen to? How do I find my perfect fit for my lifestyle and my fitness journey? So without further ado, let's go ahead and go around and introduce you guys yourselves a little bit, so everybody knows, you know, who you are and what you do and why you're here. So Tiffany, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Avalar, and I'm 33 years old. I'm a competitor, I'm a personal trainer, and I'm a mother. I have a strong mom group here at Yuma United with Spencer Aiken here. He'll introduce himself in a little bit. But I am here to educate and help others and inspire women. I like to work with, I have this strong mom group right now, so that's what I'm pushing, because I really enjoy, it's a passion that I have, and I want to teach others to be their best versions of themselves.
Okay. My name is Spencer. I guess I'm the old person of this group. I'm not supposed.
We're not talking about age here.
I've been in the fitness industry since '91. That's what, going on 27 years. So I trained my first client in 1991. I have a background in education, so I've taught probably over 1,000 different trainers how to be better trainers. I've worked in physical therapy, teaching how to do rehab for injuries. I've worked in chiropractic care, learning how to treat lower back injuries, neck injuries. So I know how to make the body feel better through body work and massage and manipulation and all that, because my background is how to keep yourself healthy, because I basically wanted to keep myself healthy. I have a history of getting injured, so I try to make myself feel better. So through learning how to treat the body, I learned how to train the body. So I learned how to relay that pretty well to other people. So I took that background into an education background, and now I am living the dream here in Yuma, Arizona.
Living the dream. And Coach Alex.
I'm Alex Garcia. I've been doing this. I've been training and coaching and being a professional athlete since 1999. I've been fighting, coaching. I've trained the best in the world, trained with the best in the world, and I've been doing it since 1999.
Wow, we have a lot of experience sitting in this ring right here on these balls. We got a lot of balls.
I can do this.
Don't even start
There's our
that.
Friday challenge right there. Be sure to give us some likes, some thumbs up, and some hearts. We see a few going on there. Definitely let us know that you guys are here joining us. And I haven't said much about myself, but I guess I
Let's
should
hear.
introduce myself too. I'm Amanda. I'm a health and wealth expert. I've been in business. My first business I started back in 2007, so I don't know how many years that is, or maybe 2005. 2005, 2007, it doesn't matter.
2006.
But I started in the health and fitness industry. I ran businesses, started businesses, closed businesses. I've trained I don't know how many people in my career, and I have ventured off into teaching people not only how to get healthy, change their mindset, look more into the future rather than the present, and also thinking about how to create that lifestyle so in that way they can also have a wealthy lifestyle in their future. So I think that we all have so many different perspectives, different backgrounds, different experiences, and that's one thing that everyone should keep in mind when they're listening to their trainers and to their coaches is everyone has a different way, and we're here to show you and talk about and just be totally raw and real with each other. And sometimes we might argue, that's okay. I think what we have here is very unique because we are able to argue and still get along and still work in the same place, and we know that, hey, listen, they just don't see the same perspective as I do or whatever it might be, but guess what, we're all headed towards the same goal, getting those results for our clients, making our clients feel better, making our clients healthier, making our clients reach those goals that they're specifically setting. So I think today's topic, we wanted to talk about excuses.
Excuses for not showing up.
Excuses
for not even
showing up.
starting.
I think having people's excuses for the reason they're not going to start, people get super excited on December 31st, Sunday evening,
Yeah.
Friday evening when they say they're going to show up for that morning boot camp on Saturday, and then downtown Yuma happens and they don't show up Saturday morning. So a lot of people wait around till, hey, Sunday, I'm gonna start good. I'm gonna do my diet starting on Monday. I'm gonna go work out, and they have that mentality of it's only one day away. I'm gonna start good. Well, why not start now? Eliminate your excuse of, well, I don't have to do it today because I'm doing it tomorrow. And that mentality of tomorrow keeps a lot of people from being successful. And then it also has that negative connotation of, well, that means I can do whatever I want today. So a lot of people will be like, well, it doesn't really matter, so I'll just do whatever I want today. And
Go
then,
eat at the buffet.
Yeah.
go
so
eat, grab
I'm
my
gonna go
steaks.
eat that breakfast burrito because it's my last day of enjoyment. I'm gonna eat extra amounts of dessert. It's my last day of enjoyment. So part of that is okay, but you have to get out of that mentality of we start tomorrow. Life starts today. Every day is part of your life.
And I think that a lot of people, they have intentions. They have intentions like, yeah, I'm going to start tomorrow. However, if the pain point isn't strong enough for them to think, what is the consequence of them not starting tomorrow? If there's no consequence, then it's not likely going to happen. You have to have something that has happened in your life, and this is different for everybody, something that has happened into your life that you're like, enough is enough, and I'm going to do it no matter what.
Yes.
There has to be something there, and it's different timing for everybody. But don't waste your time. Don't waste the trainer's time by not showing up, because a lot of times I don't think people understand that we take our time to show up here, and if there's a no call, no show, or maybe there's even a spot that could have been filled for somebody else, then there is a consequence there. I mean,
Yes. I think a lot of times, and I don't know about a lot of times, but a few times, people think that our job is just to be here and count the reps, 1, 2, 3, 4, while you're doing all the hard work. Well, this is the easy part of our job. The hard part of our job is outside of the actual session, where we're planning out what we're going to do with you to get the best possible results. And it's not just what we're doing with you today, it's how yesterday affects today, and today affects tomorrow, and 3 months down the road, and a year down the road, because yes, we want our clients to be with us for a long time so that we are part of their overall fitness journey. And we want you to understand we're in it together because we're taking that time to be part of it. And it's not just, all right, go do 12 reps of
like we're just like pulling out.
squats.
There you go.
Yeah, we're not just throwing stuff out and going, here you go. So when you aren't here, it's,
We're planning ahead
yeah.
We've
to
done
get
the
you to
work.
where you want to be, to have you accomplish your goals.
We take all that time to plan and to structure and to learn and to continue our education and continue, how can we make that better for you? And when you don't show up, it's like, oh man, it's almost like you baked this cake and here you go, you didn't show up, oh, it's going to go to waste.
You drop it on the floor.
Yeah.
So I would eat it.
I would eat it, that's for sure.
Oh, and also, making a mistake doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Also, like, because sometimes people, even with their eating habits, like sometimes they will eat the burrito and think that their whole day is shot, or the whole week is shot, or that's why I have to wait till the next month on the first. So I think it's a lot harder to come back from weeks and days of eating empty calories and skipping your workouts versus that one day you can come back.
That one thing. And I think that's really important for competitors because,
Yes.
there's like 12 weeks where you're like focused and you're doing everything and then you slip up and you have that burrito and then what happens? Oh man, I'm not going to be able to get on stage
Yes.
now. I
You're
ruined
in your head.
everything.
Does anyone else want a burrito now? Just me?
I'm
Okay.
still finishing my coffee.
So, we're going to Pancho's after this. All right, so I got a question is, do you guys have any memorable excuses that you remember from your clients that has just stuck with you? Because when we hear excuses of, this is why I can't do this, we probably all hear the same, but there has to be some form of extreme reason why someone didn't show up. Do you guys have any extreme answers of that? Alex, do you have anything?
Extreme answers besides the norm, I have not extreme.
I've had, I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm in jail because they went out and got drunk the night before and didn't call. No showed, no called, and I'm like, what happened? And this was Saturday, so they were supposed to show up Saturday morning. I hear from them Monday, and they're like, oh man, I got a story to tell you.
Oh, no.
And I was like, all right, what is it? Because you're, like we mentioned earlier, we're a little bit, I wouldn't say angry, but we're disappointed when people don't, because first of all, we love what we do. We want to be part of it. So we're disappointed we didn't get a chance to help you and work together and do all that. So we're disappointed because of that. So it was like, all right, let's hear this. What lame excuse are you going to have as... And he's like, well, I was in San Diego. I used to live in San Diego. And they were out drinking. And one thing kind of led to another. And then there was a brawl. Next thing I know, my friend is, or my client, we call them friends, so wasn't able to show up because they were in essentially the county, I don't know if it's county jail, I haven't been in enough jails in my life to say what they call it, but he got released Monday morning, so he spent early Saturday morning until Monday morning when he went before a judge. And so I was basically, well, the good thing, I was basically his first phone call saying, hey, I'm not gonna, this is what happened on Saturday, I couldn't make it. And I was like, all right, I'll be honest, you got me. I'm not gonna necessarily charge you for not showing because you had a valid reason of why you didn't show up. So it was just funny to me that, yeah, and then, but if you do take it serious, you want to make up for that, and I was essentially his first phone call out of, I don't know what they call it, jail, saying, hey, this is what happened, this is the reason why I couldn't make it. So that was actually a pretty valid excuse, and in his defense, he didn't start it, he was defending a female, we could call her, I wouldn't say girlfriend, but you guys might assume something along those lines. So you got to sometimes be honorable when things happen. So, all right.
Yeah, I think that we hear a lot of common ones, like actual ones that stick out in my head. No, but there's a lot of common.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
And then the walk of shame whenever you run into that person after they've given you an excuse, like later on in the day, and
Then they
they're
post
like,
something.
Yeah.
Social media is great for that, where you're like, oh, I gotta go do this, and then they post that they're somewhere else, and you're like, I see what you
Wait a
did there.
minute.
So,
What happened?
I personally have been late to I've been late to one session in my life.
You're so good.
Yeah,
I
I was
have
actually
been-
really good. Okay,
You're
so it was a
good.
Saturday morning boot camp in San Diego, and I leave my house, I'm on time, I'm good to go, and then flat tire. One time I've
That's
ever been
out of
late.
your control.
Hey, sorry, but I don't like being late. I've been late one time, and it was because
I
of a
don't
flat
like being
tire.
late. Okay, now
And I called all my clients, so I didn't no show on them. Which, if you're gonna be late or whatnot, please let people know.
Yeah.
There's multiple
That's great.
methods of
I've been-
I
Facebook
like the
Messenger,
Even if it's 5
WhatsApp.
minutes.
Yeah, just let people know that that's gonna happen. But that's my one time of being
Now the
late.
4:30 a.m. class there's the thing is at 4:30. So those of you who know that I'm here sometimes till 11 o'clock or later, and then have to go home and do other stuff, or we're traveling.
Right.
And I have made it late. I remember the first time I was late, and I had to do, I think it was 50 or 100 burpees to make up for it for
Oh,
the
that's
class.
right. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. Talk about differences.
There's
That's
a
Do you?
a
Okay,
ridiculous
so
amount.
Amanda and I disagree
I
on
can
this.
barely get 10.
I don't make people do any
For
punishment for being
punishment.
late, and that's a different philosophical belief. And neither one of us is wrong. Neither one of us is technically correct or right, because it is personal beliefs.
Right.
Okay. Do you have a reason why you make them do it? Okay. What's
Here's
your
the reason why is because when I was doing this, I had a class full of 20 people. So it was very important for them to be on time because I would walk them through, okay, this is what we're doing for the day. They had to come in and write in their journals. I explained the day, like this is what we're doing, and then they would go off and warm up, and sometimes I would be interacting with them, and then somebody would come in late, and it's like, sorry, figure it out. Like, you gotta figure it out. I just went over everything. You're late, you're gonna do burpees, and guess what? Because I did that, people were less likely to be late because
They didn't want to do the
they didn't want to do the burpees, and it worked, but that's because I had such a large class, and the only way that I could get this class on track the same without neglecting the rest of the people was to have some kind of disciplinary action, and that's the only way I could do it. Now with my smaller classes, I don't do it with my smaller classes, but I have a lot more people who show up late. But guess what? My smaller classes, they're more independent. I don't have to have all of my attention to those people. So if somebody comes in late, hey, this is what we're doing today, and it's a lot easier to manage. But that's why I did that.
For my classes, I definitely, I agree. I make them do burpees because anything in life, if you mess up or you do something wrong, there's always a consequence. But you learn from that consequence. You learn from that mistake. So if you don't learn anything from being late and there's not a consequence, you're going to continue doing it. So it doesn't change
But you
anything.
also teach like a discipline.
That's right.
Your classes are disciplined.
But-
It's like a martial arts.
But even if you do weightlifting or you do boot camp, it's still discipline. You gotta be disciplined to get up and be there on time. You gotta be disciplined to do the exercises right. You gotta be disciplined to do your reps. So there's a consequence to everything in life. If there's no consequence,
I got one
then
question.
who's really gonna care?
Do you ever find that people just don't show up because they're going to be late?
Yes.
Yes, that
so
happens.
that makes me laugh is, hey, I can't make it at all because
I'm gonna
they're
be
worried
late,
about
I'm
their
not gonna-
burpees, so they just don't show up at all.
Yeah.
Which is a
That's
double
so
punishment to
true.
them.
No,
I've
see,
done that,
it is a
actually. I
double
missed the
punishment,
class
but it
when I was
also
late.
shows. It also shows where the commitment's at.
Right.
So to me, if someone's not committed, I'd rather be late and do the burpees than not show up. Because to me, that's
Well,
cheating.
maybe they're embarrassed.
They should be. They should have got up early.
But you know what? I think that sometimes it does push them to be like, okay, you know what? I can't be late, so next
Yes.
time. So there's like more of a consequence
Right.
in their
I would
mind.
think that, unless I'm like,
Yes.
ooh, these are making me stronger, and then
Right.
I'm going to be
I
late
like
every
these.
day.
You know what I do?
Burpees.
I just don't show up late. I show up. That's
Oh,
why.
is that what
Okay,
happens?
right
Does that
there
cure
is
it
the
all?
reason why I've been late one time in my career.
I've been
Is
late.
it was a
It's
time.
very disrespectful.
I just don't. Yes, I find
I'm
it
working on
disrespectful
that.
to be late
That's one
for.
of my.
And that's one of the things where you get to see where people's mindsets are at. What do they really want? Are they just doing this just to do it, or are they trying to really accomplish something?
Well,
that's
that's why
when
you
you
have-
see their mindsets.
And that's
at.
why you have different ways of different classes,
Yes.
different ways to put somebody in, because not everybody wants that discipline. Not
Yes.
everyone wants that feeling of, the guilt of not being on time. Some people like it. Some people thrive off of it. They feel good off of it. Some people, it's like, no, I do not want that feeling on me. If I show up late, that's my time, that's my money. I'm okay with that. And, that's why there's different places that people fit in.
Yes,
That's true.
and that's also why you mentioned the big reason why I don't necessarily make them do a punishment or exercise burpees or whatever. Is it's their money, it's their time, but I don't run long because they ran late. If it's a group workout, you jump in. Hey, you have to know what to do to catch up.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. I tend to have the same warm-ups because over 25 years experience, they work. I know how to get you loose, so they know what to do. And my people who do show up, look, hey, you're jumping in. This is what we're doing. You, if you jump in late, now know that you go to the back of the line as far as priority, because they who showed up get my attention until I'm done with them. Then, and you'll see them kind of just stand off all sheepishly in the corner waiting to go. I got a question. And as soon as we're done with the people who were here, then we can jump in and help out. So, and especially if it's a one-on-one, I don't do a punishment because, hey, my belief is, hey, you're here, it's your time, you're paying for that 60-minute session. We'll go from 9 to 10.
Yeah.
10 o'clock's over, my next client's coming in. You don't get to run long with me because you were 10, 5,
Yeah.
12 minutes late.
I do the same thing there. It's, if you're late, it's a one-on-one. Sorry, 15 minutes, that's your time. We're still gonna have to start with your warm-up, and
Yep.
we'll have 45 minutes to work together, and that's it. Yep, I agree.
So, speaking of excuses, you got me thinking about one. Warm-ups. Your excuse of why you don't want to warm up of, well, I was just doing this, that's not a warm-up. Unless you were specifically doing what we're about to do for your exercise, you're not warmed up. We got to warm up our heart, our joints, and our muscles. So going for a walk at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're training with me at 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. or, hey, I was at work, I'm warmed up. Your excuse is invalid.
I was in the car. and
We're
it
gonna
was
warm
hot.
up. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's
I'm
110
warm.
degrees outside. My body is warm. That doesn't mean you're warmed up. Okay, so let's just clarify that and get that out on the table. We're gonna loosen up your joints, get your heart going. Yes, we understand your body temperature is currently 98.6 or more. That doesn't mean you're warm.
I'm
So,
sweating.
yes, I'm sweating right here, by the way. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything to us. We want you to be safe, so we want you to get your warm-up in. And sometimes warm-ups are easy because they are supposed to be a slow, rolling start. Sometimes they're a little bit more intense, okay? But it's all about getting you safe, and that's why we do our warm-ups and our cool-downs.
Yes.
So,
Because we want longevity with
Yes.
our clients. That's
Yes.
the main goal. And I think that we all have that in mind whenever we're working with people, that is one commonality we all have is longevity. We want to make sure that everyone we work with,
wants to come back.
wants to come back, but cut out the excuses. Cut out the excuses. Yeah. And I think that, it just means a lot too if you have a client that just tells you honestly, like, hey, listen, my alarm went off, I didn't hear it, and I'm like.
Yeah.
Or
It
anything
happens.
like that.
Everyone has something happen where, you know, for parents, moms and dads, yeah, your kids sometimes are unruly. We get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I have
We
one
get that.
unruly right there.
Sometimes your kid throws up in the back seat on the way to the workout and you have to do something. We get it.
Yeah.
It helps if you let us know and
I
we
want to
can
see
work
if there's
around
any
it.
comments.
Especially if something comes up and you're you know, about to work out, let us know and we can then replan while you're getting here. We can reorganize everything that we need to do and reprioritize.
Or
Yes.
you can just bring your kids here because Yuma United
Has
is
babies.
family oriented.
It's family oriented, but control your kids.
That comes from the top down.
If you want to bring your kids, then you better keep an eye on them. This is not a playground.
Well, that's true. We want them to be safe.
I mean, in case you guys didn't know, there's a
We
couple
want the
kids in the
kids to
background.
be
Yeah.
There's kids in the
But
background.
they're controlled.
They're controlled.
Which is
One is
why
tied up.
we can have this coffee talk right now.
One is
So-
tied up. So yeah. So.
Aw.
He heard us talking about
Yeah,
that.
he's like, you guys, I'm
Being
tiny.
good.
So what I want is I want to, get some feedback from everybody of, what should we talk about for our next coffee talk. So maybe something that we've disagreed on in the past. We just brought one up, burpees and punishment.
Oh, and I hate burpees. Everyone knows that.
But what is there anything else, maybe nutrition-wise or diet-wise? I know that that's usually a good
The
argument.
biggest ones that I know of personally are training philosophy. Now, some of you who are at the gym quite regularly hear Alex and I bantering back and forth. We have the same philosophies. Our language is slightly different of what we believe weight training is, but we have the same mentality. However, we have to talk it through, and sometimes we talk it louder and louder, which is fine. We're not arguing, but I think to help you guys out is to understand there comes a science approach, a philosophical approach, and a physical approach, and we bring all those together from different areas to understand where we get to. Now, take that same type of philosophy into nutrition, and as long as you understand the science and aren't going off in some random tangent, everything can work as long as you understand there's multiple approaches. Okay, so Alex and I will go back and forth about weight training, but
So-
we both are correct.
So give us some feedback. Like, put in the comments what are some of the things that you would like to learn more about or want a different perspective, or maybe you've read or heard different ways of doing things and you're confused and you want to know, okay, well, why are they doing it this way, or why does Alex not believe in weight training when it comes to jiu-jitsu conditioning or whatever it might be. Put in the comments, and then that way we can have some time to brainstorm and to also know what next week's topic's going to be. Another thing that we want to start doing is bringing on some guests from out of town or even in town, trainers and coaches who have perspectives and different insight than to what we're doing. So if you know anyone locally or not locally who would like to join us for our coffee talk and give us some insight on their views and the way that they do things, definitely tag them in the post as well. Anything else?
That's all I got for today.
Yeah? Well, thank you for enjoying us. I drank all my coffee.
Yay! She's charged.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
I'm charged. And I'm warmed up.
Yeah.
I'm warmed up. Okay, you guys, we'll see you next Thursday, same place, same
Thank
time.
You guys have a good day. Be productive today. Feel
See you.
accomplished.